What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and I have a very special guest, a reoccurring guest, my main man, Stevie Stone. What's up, fam?
What's good, family? How you doing?
Hey, man, it's good seeing you again. You on the grind, man. You all over the place, traveling. I see you state hopping and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
So you guys, what I wanted to do, we've done a couple reactions on the channel with Stevie Stone, but I wanted to do something a little more intimate, get to know him with an interview. So we're going to get that going right now. We're going to talk about his childhood. We're going to talk about hip hop, rapping, you know, just the different culminations of things, him coming up as an artist. So we're going to get into that. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you're really rocking with the vibe, subscribe. Trying to get to 100,000 subs before the end of the year. But without further ado, let's get it started.
40-year-old
What?
boys are back in town. 40. Boys are back in town. 40-year-old
What?
boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, you guys. Well, let's get things started, man. So first and foremost, thank you for being here. How you living, man?
I'm good. Staying busy.
Tight. You working on a new album right now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go back, man. So, where were you born?
I was born in Columbia, Missouri, University of Missouri. It's a major university in Missouri, big journalism school.
Okay.
College there, like Brad Pitt went there.
Snap. And that's where you went to school.
Well, that's where I was born.
Okay, that
So I
area.
didn't go to. Yeah, so University of Missouri is the big college there.
Okay.
Missouri Tigers. Columbia, Missouri, that's right in between St. Louis and Kansas City, so about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Right there, smack in the middle.
Okay. Where'd you grow up?
In Columbia. That's
Okay.
where I went to school in Columbia. I went to 5 elementary schools in 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
We moved a lot.
Okay,
You know
moving
what I'm
around.
saying? Me and my moms, we moved a lot. It's crazy when I sit back and look at it, how that happened, but I went through 4 schools between 1st and 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
And then 4th to 6th, I was in that one school. So, yeah.
Wow. Now, were you in a single parent household?
Yes. It
Okay.
was me and my mother. When I was younger, it was me, my mother, and my sister.
Okay.
Sister got older, she graduated, got her own crib, so it was me and my mom. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Now, did you? How was your relationship with your mom?
Good.
Good?
Like one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying? A single mother going through the struggle and us overcoming so much together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, my mom is my world.
Hell yeah. Was your pops ever around?
Yes. So my father, rest in peace, he's passed away. But for those who don't know, my father was a bishop. He was a preacher, but he lived in Iowa. You know what I'm saying? So when I linked back up with him, I was like 10 years old.
Okay.
And he died when I was 18. But those are the most important years of my life because coming into a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he installed the word in me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that he installed in me is the reason why I am who I am today. You know
Nice.
what I'm saying? So he wasn't there a lot in my life, but it was the most meaningful times when he was.
Yeah, so it sounds like he was able to give you like some type of spiritual outlook.
Definitely.
And God, it's interesting how like a father could, you know, basically show up at 10 and it's like Boys in the Hood. Remember when they drop, he's like, yo, you got to take the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we as men, we need that for guidance. Like it's very
Definitely.
helpful to have a dad, a mentor, someone to help give that male guidance at that age.
Definitely.
Now, would you say around at that age you're coming up, were you a good kid? Were you wilding in the streets? What was going on with you?
Of course, you know what I'm saying? I was off the porch early, but sports kept me intact. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yes,
Because I played
yes.
basketball. Basketball was everything for me, so I had to be accountable, dependable, on time.
Yep.
And
It teaches discipline. Sports is good.
Definitely. So that really saved me. My mom, she worked a lot, 2 jobs and stuff, so I had a lot of time to do whatever I want to.
Yeah.
And I got out and got in my fair share, but basketball was so important to me that I knew I couldn't fuck that up. I knew I had to be that. So that saved me from a lot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Now, it's interesting you say that because I'm a big believer in sports being able to keep kids out of the streets. And the other thing is that there's this competitive nature. When you're around other athletes, you all typically start to focus on one goal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And with that being said, I think, sports is like super important for kids in an age where it seems like people are more into being on their tablet or being at home, or you know what I mean? So being physical is good for your health. There's a bunch of good stuff there.
And just also, it's like the principles, like in sports and basketball, I just brought them over here to the music. So when you first get on a team, you go and try out. You have to rock bottom. You got to climb up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to stay consistent to stay better. You're going to get out what you put in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's the same principles, and I just brought them over to the music. You know what I'm saying?
It is interesting how you can learn a lot from sports, the principles of life too, because the key principle I believe in sports that people don't want to acknowledge these days is winning and losing. Yeah. Right? Like there's always winners and losers in life. There's no utopia. And so like to come out on the winning end, you really have to know how to be consistent, work hard. And if you've ever won at anything, you kind of learn that in the process of sports.
And just understanding it takes a team to win a championship. Yep. You can't win a championship by yourself. No matter how dope you are, you need other people around you, whether it's behind the scenes and whatever you do to be successful. So even that, I was a point guard, so I was always
nice. So you
a natural leader, you know what I'm saying, setting people up. So it's like the same thing as far as leading. It's just been that's just a part of what I've always
and you're right. The point guard takes he's calling the plays, getting everything going. So
knowing every position on the floor, making sure people's in, you know what I'm saying, controlling the tempo of the game.
How long did you play basketball?
Man, I was playing ball since a youngin', all the way young, and I had 2 full scholarship offers right out of high school. What's crazy is I did a show with Tech 9, and that was the same. It was in Fulton Fairgrounds. I was in high school, and it was the same day that Travis and Tech formed Strange Music.
Oh, snap.
And I was on that show. And I was supposed to have left. I was a senior. I was supposed to have left a couple weeks later to go turn myself in, you know what I'm saying, to go play. But I got the bug. You know, the bug that everybody talks about is like when you just know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it's crazy because it was probably like, we was deep. It was probably like 11 of us. We was all rapping, right? And we did a show. Outside, it was a big show, you know what I'm saying, for us. My first real show. That's the night we met Tech and everything. And I thought I was a superstar at the end of the night. Yeah. Everybody was coming up. The newspaper came up to us. I was like, this is it. Yeah. I'm out of here. Then Monday morning, I come outside. And everything was back to normal. I was like, I got a lot of work to do. Yeah. But I made my decision that day. Yeah. I'm not going to go play basketball.
What year do you think that was?
It was 2000.
2000. Okay.
Now summertime.
Let me come back to that transition because that's good. I never knew that. With basketball, we talked about basketball. In this process, when did you start messing around rhyming and writing music?
So that was before I came out of music. So my mother, she plays piano, was a choir director and everything in the church. My father does. My sister sang. So music, when I came out, I was doing music. I remember being young, little kid, and I'm on the couch and my mom's up there and everybody's in there and they're playing the piano and choir practice. So I was always, like, my grandmother loved country, my cousins loved rock, my sisters loved R&B and hip hop. My mama was playing gospel and jazz and blues. So I was a youngin' with everything coming at me. Yeah. My grandma loved Randy Travis. Oh, snap. That was her favorite artist. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with music, when you hear my music, you know, I got my aggressive, but if you hear my album, it's always a journey and there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Melodies and rap and structure and everything. But that's just a testimony from how I was brought up and all the different type of genres of music that's around me.
Well, your music's really eclectic and there's a lot of things that come together with it. So you were exposed to music super young around it. When do you think the rhyme patterns and stuff like that started forming?
5, 6 years old. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
I was beatboxing and trying to rap and all that type of stuff then. Because my sisters, they were they were young. And in high school, junior school, so they're up there listening to all that. Yeah. Mama's working, so I'm with my sisters and they friends, and you know what I'm saying? So I was young. I used to love to dance and rap and sang, and I had my Michael Jackson glove and the sock, and
Yeah.
my church shoes, penny loafers. I put my slacks in. I used to think I was Michael, you know what I'm saying? So, music was just always there.
Yeah.
I was engulfed in music.
Yeah.
It's people who know me since I was a little kid, even all my homies on the basketball team.
Yeah.
Because we be on the boom. We on the bus, I'm back with beatboxing, we rapping. I got everybody rapping, you know what I'm saying? So even talking to some of my guys now, it was back then, it's like, boy, I knew you was gonna do music. You know what I'm saying? You would always be rapping.
Yeah.
Parties, we rapping, you know what I'm saying? So it's like. Yeah.
That's tight. So from there, I want to fast forward back to where we were just at, because you were a senior, you do this big show opening up for Tech Nine.
Right.
And you get the bug. You're like, yo, I have the scholarship on the table. I can go ball out and play. Was it Division I, Division II?
It was a JUCO.
Okay, JUCO.
Yeah,
Some
JUCO.
JUCO college ball and start trying to grind it up through the ranks there. Or I can do this music. I got on stage. I'm like, this is my calling.
Yeah.
Now, did anything connect because you opened for Tech Nine then, or was it just a random show and you guys kind of linked up later down the road?
No, so, and it was crazy. Tech wasn't even the headliner there. It was supposed to have been Nelly.
Oh, snap.
Nelly's country.
In 2000?
Yeah. Dang. So that's when it all blew up. That's when the Rams won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Everything okay. His song, Down, Down, Baby, just blew. So he was booked for the show. Or I think, you know what I'm saying? But I know it was him, Twister, the whole nine, Tech Nine, you know what I'm saying? Out of Order. So Tech Nine wasn't even the headliner at the joint. Nelly was supposed to have been the headliner. But that record just blew.
Yeah.
So he wasn't coming. So Nelly didn't come. I don't even remember if Twister came either, but I know Out of Order there, Tech was there.
Yeah.
But I met Tech then. I was so deep. He was like, boy, y'all deep. I like this. You know what I'm saying? So I actually got to meet him then. And then after that, he started, Strange Music started doing what they was doing. And then Columbia and the surrounding areas, they start putting me on the shows in Columbia. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up getting I was recording in Kansas City. Then I started recording in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And once I did that, I ended up getting my first production deal. But by this time, I'm done did a lot of shows with Tech. Every time they're coming through, it'd be 2 days they're there in Columbus. So I would do shows back to back. Moved to St. Louis, had my first production deal.
Who was the production deal with?
Fat Buddha. So it was Mike Landau, Brad, and Ira DeWitt. Ira DeWitt is, she's the wife of Billy DeWitt. Okay. Billy owns the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals.
Wow.
So they offered me a production deal. I went up there. I ended up moving up there. And like 6 months later, I ended up, you know what I'm saying, in position for my deal because we ended up meeting Tamika. I was accepted to go down to Atlanta and do this hip-hop, Billboard hip-hop and R&B showcase. So they had like 3 rappers and like 3 R&B dudes and groups or whatever. And I was one of the rappers. But that's where I met Tamika. And she heard my music just by, those conferences they have, hundreds of CDs in there.
Yeah.
And Ira and Tamika end up running into each other and they just talking. And then she was like, so who you feeling down there? She's like, I'm feeling this dude named Stevie Stone. He got like a mixtape or something, boom, boom, boom. She was like, that's my artist. That's who I'm here with. Stevie, come here. You know what I'm saying? So I came across the room. I got to meet Tamika at that point in time. And then Ira ended up having a birthday party. It was coming up soon, and she had like Ryan Isley and Naughty by Nature and all them guys performing. She invited Tamika, and Tamika was like right there in front of me. She was like, you should come to the birthday party. So Tamika looked at her and was like, is he performing? And Ira looked at me and was like, yes, he is. I was not supposed to be performing at this time. But that's just kudos to her. Yeah. To, you know what I'm saying?
Maneuver to make it happen.
Doing whatever it could to, you know what I'm saying?
And for some of you guys not familiar, Tamika is Eazy-E's wife, and that was Ruthless Records at the time. So Ruthless Records housed like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I would say is the biggest artist from the label, other than
NWA.
Oh, was NWA on Ruthless?
Yeah, that was Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre.
Yeah. So
MC Ren.
Yeah.
Yella.
Yeah. No,
Doc,
I just didn't know NWA was on Ruthless Records.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then they split.
And JJ Fad.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? I just got done posting something. Ice Cube just got done posting like the Ruthless Records family tree, and I'm actually in that joint. You know
Oh,
what I'm
really?
saying? So it goes like through the whole.
Where did you post it?
On IG.
Oh, okay, man.
Like last night.
That's tight.
Last night. So it got everybody on there from NWA, and they're like the fathers of this hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you go on there, you peep. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you go to my IG, you'll be able to see it. But it's crazy to see my name amongst like, because 50 Cent and Tupac and
Because it's like
Eminem
6
and
degrees of separation when you,
boom,
when you
but
go on like
everybody's connected though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
From when Dr. Dre went over there, so Dr. Dre brought 50 and M, and you know what I'm saying? You have Death Row, which brought Pac and Snoop, and
Yeah.
it's super dope though, man.
Is it on your page or should I go to Ice Cube's?
Either one. You can go
All
to
right,
mine.
I'm
or-
gonna pull this up because I want to see that. That's tight.
Yeah.
Go through that.
We was in the. I was on my way
Where's
to
the
the studio
search
last
page?
night, and One Ton sent it to me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's like, Stevie, check this out.
That's crazy.
So it was pretty crazy.
Let me see. I don't wonder why I'm not seeing a search in this. Normally it's at the top where you could just search Instagram, but I'm not seeing it. Like what?
Right there on the side.
Oh, yep, there it is. All right, you guys, we're gonna pull this up, and then so how long were you on Ruthless Records?
3 years. I did. I was signed from 2007 to 2010.
Okay. Were you touring with Tech a little bit at that time?
Well,
too?
I was still doing shows. Like when he come to town. So at this point in time, he would come to St. Louis or Columbia, and they would put me on the shows. You know what I'm saying? At this time, by this time, like we were really family. You know what I'm saying? Not only with me and him, but me and like everybody at Strange.
Yeah.
Scenario, Cuddy, Jose. You know what I'm saying? Like so many of the people. You know what I'm saying? Brother Al, the touring crew. You know what I'm saying? We have grew a bond in a relationship.
All right, so I just pulled this up. So this is the Ruthless Records tree.
But I ended up going on, so I dropped the album with Ruthless called New Kid Coming. And me and Tech, of course, we already like that. I know they tour. At this point in time, nobody was really touring like that in hip-hop.
Yeah.
So we reached out to Tech, and then we linked up Tamika and Travis. And then I ended up going on the KOD tour with Tech, Slaughterhouse, and Glasses Malone.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was my first tour. That was 2010. No, 2007. 2007.
Wow. So I'm seeing the top, and it says Kid Frost. I did not know Kid Frost was on Ruthless Records. I remember Hopsin. I knew Hopsin because he was doing crazy tracks about his situation. Then Stevie Stone right there. That's wild, yo. Eazy-E, JJ Fad, Above the Law. But
Look at that. Will.i.am. Did y'all
Will.i.am.
know that Will.i.am's first deal, Eazy-E signed Will.i.am?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see how it all spans out to Death Row Records, Aftermath,
Yeah, Busta
Shady
Rhymes,
Records,
yeah.
Lynch Mob. And it's cool. It's kind of crazy to see Ice Cube post it too. You know, that's really dope, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. So, damn, that's some history right there. Now,
50 years of hip-hop, man.
I think the first time I ever heard of you was Midwest Explosion.
Yeah.
I saw the video on YouTube, and I was just like, I remember that. And I think it was you didn't sign when you dropped that.
No, I was signed with Ruthless, but I was on tour. So that was the tour. That was the KOD tour.
Yeah.
I was signed with Ruthless.
And you signed shortly after.
Yeah, after my deal was up, because after the tour, it's probably like, that was 2000. It was a little bit after my deal was up. And, you know what I'm saying? We was already family as far as me and Tech, and that's right there. You know what I'm saying? Ruthless was way out there, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of things have changed since then, you know what I'm saying? And I just believed in my heart at that time, it was like Strange and Tech and them know how to, you got to touch the people to be on here and tour, and nobody's really doing that.
People didn't understand that back then. That's why they still have what they have today, because they shaking hands, kissing babies is the term for politicians, but it's the same thing with touring. Like going out and being like bringing an awesome stage show that gets people back, and then just showing the fans love direct.
And I understood even back then that they know how to do longevity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about longevity and be able to do it for as long as you want to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of artists, they may come in and they get one shot and it's over. You know what I'm saying? They're dependent on certain powers that be and everything. But I just knew at a young age, and I'm glad that I did, to go there. Because I think I passed up like $350,000 and went and signed with Strange Music.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say what I, saying of signing for, but it was a big difference.
Yeah.
But to me, it wasn't about the money.
Yeah. It was about the longevity.
It's about the longevity. Like, I know I'll be able to do this for the rest of my life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 350 can come and go. If you don't know what to do with the money,
It can come and go in 6 months.
you feel me? It'll burn. You can burn. You might as well just burn it. You feel me? So
let's talk about that real quick. So I got a lot of so we got the audience is unique on this channel, right? A lot of people who might not be in the industry, but because I throw events, there's also a lot of artists that follow me. Now, if you go back to that time and you're like, you were young, what type of advice would you give an artist? And also, let's talk about these budgets, right? Someone's throwing $350,000, $500,000. Where does that budget go? And let's go through the recoup process, because I feel like people don't, especially younger artists. What I'm noticing is this trend of artists who want to get signed, either get a record deal, or these artists who listen to Hopsin too much, and they're just like, yo, that's not a knock at Hopsin. It's just what he's saying, they don't really understand. They're like, oh, I'm totally independent. I'm this, I'm that. And I think there's a conversation to be had for both. Like, if you get the right marketing budget from a major, that could work for you. But if, let's have that combo. So what type of advice would you give a younger artist working up through the ranks?
Times have changed now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A major deal, you don't need a major deal to be successful in this. We have the internet. We have so many different tools and stuff like that.
Distribution used to be a thing back in our day. It's like, dude, we need to be in the record stores to reach the people.
Yeah.
Now you just got to get in their pocket, which is a phone.
Definitely. So here's what I feel, and this is the best way I can see it. And to each his own, right?
Yep.
If you have some money, because it takes money to go out there and market it. You have to do it, and then you have to put money in the marketing. Yeah. You can't just go up there. A lot of people just go up there and just throw it up and just sees what happens. Yeah. The minimal is going to happen. You have to put money in ads. You got to market it. You got to tour. You have to use all these new tools that we have now. So if you have some money, right, I would say do it yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you need a major, you know what I'm saying, then go. But just understand when you do a major deal that you're going to relinquish a lot of your things. Yeah. You may have 360 deals where they're controlling everything, you know what I'm saying? They're paying you whatever it is. It's business, right? Yeah. So they're going to invest this, and then they got to get their return. Yeah. And then even that right there just depends on what you negotiate, right? Yeah. So that's why I say if you got some money and hard work and determination independently, it's going to be harder independent. Yeah. But if you build yourself around a solid team, everybody going towards the same goal, you're getting out, you're maneuvering, you're finding other alliances and different people to work with. Because even the majors, they're outsourcing a lot of the things that they're doing anyway. Yeah. Right? A lot of their things and marketing things, they're outsourcing too. So if you can find out who they're using, and you have some money,
you can just tap in.
You can tap in, and it's not gonna cost you as much as they charge the majors. Right. You're independent, so they're gonna, you know what I'm saying. And you just build relationships. So like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And this is a marathon race, and this is not a sprint. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if you're looking for to happen like that, it's not gonna happen. You're in the wrong situation. The majors, you have a chance. Okay, they can sit there and give you a whole bunch of money, right? Mm-hmm. They got to recoup all that money for you to get see anything. And if it comes down to the music and what's hot and what's popping, so you can get signed and get shelved. Yeah, their attention's on somebody else. We'll get to you later. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of stories about that. Where people have been signed to a major for 5-6 years. Talented, it's crazy. They can't put out nothing. We can't hear anything. Yeah. It's like they're held down. So to each his own. With me and my situation, signing with Ruthless, then signed it with Strange, and then I signed with Strange again.
Yeah.
During that time, I've learned a whole lot. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I was a sponge to it.
Yeah.
And then even during those times, especially in my later Strange, I was handling a lot of my own business. You know what I'm saying? So, and making a lot of alliances and making a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't make sense for me to sign a 4th record deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the tools and things that I've learned from Ruthless and to Strange, number one, independent record, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The formula.
You learned how to be independent.
Yeah, so it's like this, you know, walk by faith, not by sight, bet on myself,
Yeah.
and go out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sink or swim, but I swim very well. So it's like, and I'm relentless. I'll never give up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key. You know what I'm saying? Never give up. Believe, see it, believe it, and you'll receive it. You know what I'm saying? When you least expect it, it's not going to happen overnight. Just go hard.
Yeah. You say go hard, and that reminds me of another tool that this generation has, because you're like, yo, if you got some money and you can do it yourself, cool, right? If a label's interested in you, cool. What if there's neither, but you can create the interest and then make a decision? And in this generation, and I'm not a TikTok guy, but now I see the power of TikTok.
Yeah.
And what I would tell artists is, and I get frustrated with local artists in my scene. They're always, yo, P, give me advice. How'd you get to where you're at? I'm like, bro, I'm in a different situation. I had built an audience. I'm a little older. I'm seeking certain things. But the fact that an artist can't get on TikTok every day, make multiple TikToks, like put up freestyles, put up like just, put up skits, sketches. Like if you can sit on your phone all day, which most people do,
right,
including me, like we all get sucked into that mug, then you can create content, and
which turns into money.
Yeah,
you can monetize.
And one of the main things is creating more content than you consume. If you're watching more content than you're creating, you're not. I'm not going to go as far as say you're not an artist, but you're tripping. So that's one of the things. And then I think in your situation too, it's like when people start getting interested in you, making sure you have your lawyers and an understanding of these things. And that's what's cool. When I mentioned Hopsin's name too, I want to kind of pull back a little. I say that because what I say is you'll get some 16-year-old, 14-year-old kid just being like, F all record labels and all deals and stuff like that, just because they're listening to independent artists. I personally lean to what he's saying and independence in general. I believe in that. But because some people get brainwashed, they might pass up a good deal, because there's people who are balling in the industry, and you have more influence when corporations are pushing you. But that also comes with some of the stuff I wanted to talk to you about, because the industry is sometimes soulless, lifeless. Sometimes I wonder if there's like some type of darn near secret society controlling certain aspects because of the way rap specifically is pushed, from its inception. I remember there being like the Poor Righteous Teachers, Public Enemy. Yeah. But now the balance is so off shifted, you rarely get positive music at all.
Well, you know what I'm saying? It's a business.
Yeah.
They have their own agenda.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're going to make more money off of.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the things I'd like to highlight is sex, drugs, violence sell themselves.
Yeah.
So I always trip out too when cats like, I'm a hustler, not, I'm saying, I almost started saying it like I was, who's the dude who did I'm a Hustler? Cassidy. It's not a shot at Cassidy. I'm just saying, like, some people will put out all these records and I'm like, bro, but that sells itself.
Right.
Like a dude selling vacuums.
Right.
He's a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Because that, you know what I mean? But I get the hustle. But yeah, it's an interesting thing.
I do want to say this too. Like, you mentioned Hopsin.
Yeah.
Right? And you mentioned how he was going at Ruthless back in the day. Well, I was there.
Oh, were you?
I was there. Me and Hop signed together, and we left pretty much together. Before that video dropped, I seen it a month prior to.
Oh,
Me and Hop used to be on the phone for hours talking about everything.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, but here's what I would say.
How's your relationship with Hop?
I haven't talked to Hop in a long time.
Okay.
So I think he's overseas and everything, but it's all love. Always been love and will always be.
He's a dope MC. My bad. Keep going.
His situation was like mine. So we had production teams.
Yeah.
And then we had us as an artist.
Yeah.
The label was paying the production team. The production team was supposed to be paying us. My production team was on point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got what I was supposed to get, and boom, boom, boom. I think if Hopsin had that conversation today with what he knows now, just like what I know now and going through it, I think he would say a different story. It wasn't Ruthless.
It was the production team.
It was the production team. So when he was like, for the $500 that you signed me for, that wasn't Tamika and them. Tamika and them gave us a $250,000 that first go around.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
To sit there and do what we do. And I know it was like that all the way around the board.
And let's get back into this conversation because we're talking about budgets.
Yeah.
Now you got $250,000, but you didn't just go buy a house car.
No.
The production team, you're working on your record.
Right.
So these budgets go into recording, beats, etc.
So in my situation, right? So when I signed my production deal, it's like, okay, they moved me up there.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna be in the studio. I'm not. It's a production deal, so it's like I don't have to pay for the studio time.
Yeah.
We got the engineer. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna be trying to get you a deal.
Facts.
Let's get music done. Now, an event that you signed, then we get the recoup of what it is. So the studio time that I've done spent up, they got to take their cut out of that. You know what I'm saying? Which is fair. I got all this studio time. I did it. Boom. Everything that there, they should be able to get that. Now they just reducted the studio time as far as the tag.
Yeah.
Added up all the hours, there's that. Then we got to go and do the producers. All the producers. We got to pay the producers.
Producers made a little more back then, too.
Yeah, back then. So I remember.
There wasn't as many.
Right. So I remember like, it's a way different back then than
now.
It is.
Fools giving $10 leases,
Boom.
$40 leases.
You know what I'm saying? Like a few $100.
$500. Imagine your album being $500 exclusives.
Right. Back then, everybody was getting thousands. Producers was getting
$10K, $20K, sometimes
4,000, 5,000. I think there was a couple of people that was like the 10 range.
Okay, so those are like more the bigger ones.
The big dogs.
The stories I've heard.
Yeah. Big dogs.
4K though is popping when you dudes are only getting like 500 now, and then some type of royalty off.
Definitely,
of it.
You know what I'm saying. Frizz, my guy that's on the stage with me, he produced a lot of that first album.
Okay,
he got a crazy paycheck.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying out of that. You feel me? It was different then. You know what I'm saying? Way different then.
Shout out to Frizz.
Big shout out to the County Boy. And you know, back then you had to go to the big studios too.
Yeah,
there wasn't like a dope studio and those studios $100 an hour, $150 an hour.
Yep.
I was in the people that I signed with, Fat Buddha, we made it Fly Moves, you know what I'm saying? That was the production company with Ira, Mike, and Brad. They had the premier best studio in St. Louis. So when I was up there recording, there was Nelly, Murphy Lee, all them guys was in the room. Anybody that came to St. Louis, Fantasia, if you're big and you came there, you would be in the A room at Fat Buddha.
Wow.
I'm always in one of the other rooms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I met a lot of folk. And they just seen the work ethic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you see me when I just go. You know what I'm saying? Back then, I wouldn't leave the studio sometimes. Me, Frizz, and then we'd go to the studio 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes we wouldn't even go home. I'd go to bed, I'd fall asleep at the studio 4 or 5 in the morning. Mike and them come in. Mike come in about like 8, wake us up, go in the bathroom, wash up, smoke a little, brush your teeth, eat some breakfast, and back at it all day. And then go home.
Yeah.
Take a shower and boop, and then come back. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I was studio lab rats, what we used to call it. You just stay up in there. And then back then too, everybody was on singles. It was all about singles back then. I've always been about catalog. Yeah. And when you're going trying to sign with the label, it's about the catalog too. You know what I'm saying? It's not about just one song, because you play one song, they love it. Okay, what else you got? Yeah. Okay, boom, what else you got? They're going to want to hear the 3 records that's going to make them money. Yep. Give me 3 singles that we know that we can push that's going to sell the album. You know what I'm saying? So I remember she ended up came to the concert, you know what I'm saying, to the birthday party in St. Louis, Tamika did. And I ended up performing. She came to me, was like, yo, I think you dope. I want you to send me some records on Monday. Send me 10 records. Easy. Yeah. You're like, I got this. I'm ready. I sleep in the studio. I'm 50, 60 records up. So you're on your Tupac grind. You feel me? She's like, send us 10 records. We send her 10. My bad. You're good. She hit back and was like, I love 7 of them. Send me more. I shot her another 10. Yeah. She was like, I don't need to hear no more. I want to come down, watch you in the studio, and I want to see you perform. They came down. We made a little joint. I went in the studio, producer on set.
Yeah.
He played the beat. I wrote to the beat on site, went in there and dropped it.
Yeah.
She seen the show that night. It was like, yo, you got a deal. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. That's
Yeah,
tight.
It was crazy.
Now, did the deal make your life easier or harder? Let's say looking at a scope of things, right, and how it could have went. Let's say you had some homies who were working just normal jobs. Some got certain jobs. Some cats are hustling, whatever. How did your record deal affect your life? Were you able just to focus because the money they put up? Were you just able to dial into the music and instantly you're living off music?
No.
Did you still have to hustle?
No.
How'd that work for you?
For one, when I moved up here, they already laid it down for me to be able to dive into the music and just worry about this, right?
Okay.
Now I still end up getting like, you know what I'm saying, a little odd job, a little security job right around the corner,
Yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying, a little something. But when the record deal came, no, there's no job. It's all this, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time. But, you know, as well as I know, you got to create the music.
Yeah.
They got to go and put it out.
Yep.
And then it's going to take a year.
Yeah, because you got to do the show, sell the merch.
Boom, 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 boom. So
They got to
like,
sell the records.
right. When I first got, I didn't start making money really until, you know, I got my advance and shit
Yeah.
like that. But I didn't start making money until way after.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you were able to live off your advance and focus on the music though once you got your deal.
Live off the advance.
Yeah, or did you were still doing odd jobs?
I ain't gonna say what I was doing, but
All right,
But-
this is the part of the video. It's like, "Brrr."
yeah.
All right, cool. I
But
get you.
no. Here's what I mean. When you get a record deal, that's when the real work starts.
Facts. I agree.
A lot of people, and I've always understood that. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in position, okay, boom, now there's another platform.
Yeah.
Boom, now go hard. It's not necessarily about what always the label that can do for you too. It's about what you can bring for yourself.
It's a value
It's
exchange.
a value. Boom, okay, we got this. And you, back to sports, the harder that you go, the more that you put out is what it will come back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, as far as making actual money, well, I started doing shows. So I did that. I went on tour with Tech, paid for the tour with Tech. My name started going. The Midwest Explosion was going. You know what I'm saying? So my name started to buzz a little bit. I sold my car, bought a van, wrapped the van,
Yeah.
and hit the road. I followed the formula. I see what Tech and them's doing. Stay on the road. So I had this one guy named Scott Lampkins. Big shout out to Scott. He's the first one to put me on my first shows.
Oh wow.
All around the Midwest. So I'm started doing Kansas City. I'm doing Kansas City, St. Louis, Columbia already, but I'm starting to go do Iowa, Des Moines, and Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Sioux City, Nebraska, the Minneapolis. I'm starting to move around. I think the first tour I did was called the Midwest Explosion Tour. Just riding off the single. It's probably like 10 shows maybe.
Yeah.
But it was every weekend. So I'm Thursday or Friday, Saturday back home, Friday, Saturday back home. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm staying moving. So that's when I started getting paid and started doing merch, and then boom. So that's when, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
really the money
The
started.
point of no return where you're like, all right, we in here.
Right. I mean, you get your publishing and your writers and everything like that, but my album really didn't sell that much as far as that first album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't, boom. The marketing dollar wasn't assessed right. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying, on that. We just could have did more. But you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're young and you're fresh, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Big shout out to the production team, but they didn't necessarily know everything either. This is their first deal.
Yeah.
I'm the first artist that got a production deal. So it's like, boom, everything is new for everybody.
Yeah.
So you live and you learn. After that situation, I understood that I could either leave, you know what I'm saying? My deal's up with it. I have, boom, right? So I decided to leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to kill it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the labels got to hit you up and try to exercise your thing in timely fashion. So I'm kind of just waiting. And I think it was like on the day that it expired, I got the call like, do you want to keep on doing? I was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't. I already knew what I wanted to do at that time. I
Yeah.
knew I wanted to go with Strange.
Yeah, because
know
you were
what I'm
already riding around. You seen the formula.
saying?
You wanted to go.
And we're
build that
already
up.
like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me and everybody's already like this. When I see it, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm going down to Kansas City, staying with Tech for days and
Yeah.
shit like that. I'm not even on there. I'm still doing records with him and shit, but I'm not even on Strange. So that's just where I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember Jason called me like, yo, you about to get 350,000. I'm like,
Yeah.
and that's the best decision that I made.
Now-
Because 350, the knowledge that I learned from Strange is priceless.
You have to learn before you earn.
Yes.
You have to learn before you earn. Now, there are a couple questions. Let's see if I can retain these. If you would have went with the $350,000 deal, how much of that would you even get, do you think? Whenever, like, if, you know, and not like a whole year of work and getting all, you know, touring and stuff, like, out of the, you know, that type of money, what do you think do you see?
At that point in time, we still didn't know what to do with the money. So it would have been the same type of situation.
Yeah.
You can get 350,000, but if you don't know exactly
invest it.
what to put it in, and like now we know more. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But you have to go through it to learn. You
Yeah.
feel me? It would have been the same thing, I thought. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why I was like, boom, 350 is gonna come back 10 times fold. And it has.
Well, yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
The reason I say it like that is I was curious is like, let's say there's 350 on the table.
Right.
The average viewer is just saying, hey, they offered you $350,000. Here you go. But like
It's not like
but
that, though.
like we're saying, we got production team. So what I'm saying
got
is
a lot
when
of
they put
expenses.
350 on the table, when all the expenses are up, taxes, production, how much do you think that you get? 50K,
Maybe
20?
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe 50.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 out of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, you know, for the younger people who might be watching this, one of the things that I think I've heard from your explanation of all this is you actually, as an artist, need to do your due diligence. As much as we love to record and be artists, if you're not well read on industry standards, certain contracts, etc., then you need to have someone you can trust around you who can get your situation right, so you don't get in a situation where you're getting bamboozled out of money.
Yeah, and it's just about, you know, once again, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
As when you're a young artist, right, and you want to be somewhere and a deal comes across, you're so hungry and excited, especially, you know what I'm saying, a record deal.
Yeah.
You're so excited. If it was up to us, we're going to sign anything.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, we did
Boom,
it.
here's the I don't even want to read the fine print.
Because it's like a rites of passage. Yo, I signed my deal. I made it.
Your
Like
first deal ever,
that. Yeah.
being young and not educated in the music business,
Yeah.
which is, we know it's 90% business,
Yeah.
10%
Ain't that the truth?
music, you know what I'm saying? Music business, we're going to sign anything. So it's very, very smart. That's one thing that I will say as far as advice. Have solid people around you that you trust, not no yes man.
Yeah.
People that are really can tell you when you messing up and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it can help you put the business
Boom.
together.
And have you a good attorney.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To sit there and do that. And then trust.
Which ain't cheap.
Right. No.
Attorneys, entertainment lawyers are up there. I didn't even know there was a difference when I was young. I was like, yo, I need my attorney. And they're like, what do you need? Like, what are you in? And I'm like, oh, there's different lawyers for different things. Like, it's like, yeah, is you in an automobile accident? Like for us, typically, I think it's entertainment lawyers.
Right.
But there's a bunch of different factions of that in the way it rolls. Now,
And you got to give them a retainer, right? And if they work the deal, you know what I'm saying? A lot of time, if they
how does that work? If they work the deal, they get a cut?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're getting a retainer, their payment, and a cut.
No.
Okay.
So like my first deal, she came and worked the deal.
Yeah.
Barbara Graham, I believe that was my first attorney on my first deal. She worked the deal, and I mean she reviewed the contract, and you know what I'm saying, boom, boom, and made a quick 10,000.
Okay. See, I've never signed a deal, so that's why I like having these conversations. I've never got a record deal. Now I had this.
It might have been 15. It was either 10 or 15,000 that she made off of it, but
I went through this thing where this is where I did talk to some entertainment lawyers, but my name Black Pegasus, I came up with it before it was popular. I got it from Clash of the Titans, and I just put black in front of it. But this is back in like 97. But I got my trademark. My buddy was like, man, you need to get a trademark. So I got a trademark on my name. Now, fast forward, I think I'd been Black Pegasus for like 10 years, and this video game comes out, Modern Combat Black Pegasus.
Wow.
And it took over all the search results on the internet.
Wow.
And so I was trying to figure out a way to fight it, and it was slippery ground because it's a gaming, not music, but it was taking, like, I was trademarked for being online, and it was taking my search results. It was coming up, like, if you put, back in the day, if you put in Black Pegasus on YouTube, it went from me, now all of a sudden it's all these Modern Combat.
And
so
you own the trademark to Black
I own the trademark
Pegasus.
to the name Black Pegasus. And so
You should talk to a lawyer.
I went through a bunch of stuff. Now, I don't know if I talked to the right ones,
Right.
but at the same time, I didn't have the bread. So this is the other thing is, like, when people say pay to play, that's a real saying.
Yeah.
Like, because it's
Some
like,
people will look at the situation, right? So you could have a conversation with a lawyer, right? They'd be like this, okay, boom. I'll work. Don't worry about upfront.
yeah,
You know
pro
what I'm
bono
saying?
type stuff.
I'll eat on the back end.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
But in that case, if they're going to collect money, do you really care?
Yeah. And that's the thing. They have to see, like, hey,
The value.
But I remember this one dude was like, all right, he looked at the company, is like, yo, they're worth this. They're selling this many games and stuff. But then my trademark was interesting because it's trademarked for, like, audio, MP3, like all these online things. And I think we were covered, but it wasn't at the place where he wanted to take it on pro bono. And it was just like, he's like, yo, it could happen, it couldn't. And then I started seeing how, like, Puff Daddy and J-Lo, I think J-Lo, like, jacked a perfume fragrance or something and then re-put it out and then just stalled the people out with litigation. And he was kind of telling me, like, yo, man, you don't have money to just be tied up in litigation. Yeah, there might be gold at the end of this rainbow, but you don't got money to get to that pot of gold type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Because, you know, in that situation, what they're going to do, they're going to hold it up. And there's so much things going on in the court because it becomes a civil case, right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know that.
yeah,
I don't know
it's going to
much
become
about
a civil case. And then how long is it going to be? The state that you're even operating in, they got so much things that they up there dealing with.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a multi-million, maybe billion-dollar gaming company.
yeah, so, I mean, in that situation, it's you would want someone to eat on the back, you know what I'm saying, really review it, see the back end, because they're able to, multi-million-dollar joint, they're able to drag it out for 2 years.
Yeah.
They drag it
sometimes longer.
Boom, they drag it out for 2 years.
Appeal, this, that, the other.
You have your lawyer,
and you're just paying the
paid
lawyer
him for 2 years.
That's why the people who get away with it is like P. Diddy, J-Lo, you know, because they got the money to just be like, all right, yep, just keep going, you know.
But if you have a case, then any firm will take
and
that
at
on,
the
especially when you're dealing with multi-billion-dollar gaming company. You know what I'm saying? If there's a case, somebody will take that for the back end.
I was young. I didn't really know what I was doing. And now I'm just like, I have a different mindset. Like, I'm on some abundance mindset. I'm like, now if someone's doing me wrong in that time, I wish I could have just had a lawyer, hey, hit them with the cease and desist. I don't want to see their name pop up in my search. You got it on lock, but I want to go get it. Like, I don't want to, I made it because I went and chased this, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, I mean, still, and I feel what you're saying.
It did stifle me for a while, though, because of the search engine.
But business is business still at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is true.
You know what I'm saying? So if your business is good and they sit there and it did that, business is business. It happens all the time. If they're in the wrong, they're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times something like that will probably be settled out.
Yeah, that's what they're, if it got,
They're not going to, y'all don't have to go to court.
Yeah.
You can go to the mediation, boom, okay, what's your number?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What's the number and what's the terms?
Yep.
Right? And then agree on that. You still make out, and then boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So.
And again, I would reference, this goes back to having like a good team, because back then I remember I went and did a consultation with lawyers I didn't know. Then I met through a homie like this lawyer, and in hindsight, that I don't think he knew what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So
I got somebody for you.
It kind of,
I'll link you up with out there. If you want.
But so let's fast forward, and we'll wrap up the interview here in a second. I see the progression, right? Mm-hmm. You get with Strange. Now let's fast forward a little bit,
okay?
Because you start your own independent label,
Right.
right? Here we are now, 2023, Odyssey Records.
Yes,
You're
sir.
doing your thing. Actually, he's performing in Denver on March 24th at the Roxy Theater, and he's performing in Colorado Springs on March 25th.
24th is your birthday bash, too.
Yep, we going to get it.
He's performing as well. It's going to be super dope. Make sure y'all come out, function with us at the Roxy.
Yeah,
and for his birthday bash.
Let's go. When you fast forward and you start your own label, and you start to see all the work it goes into having an independent label.
Yeah.
Where does that put your mind frame? Does that ever take from the music, the artistry, or are you still really dialed in with the music? You know, because sometimes for me, the business kind of blindsides me, and I struggle creating content because I'm so wrapped up in the business part.
What it is, you have to separate it, right? And it's definitely hard to do both. Like, I can't be doing business all day and then shift and start doing music.
Yeah.
You can't do that. But that's also about building the team, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm still, you know what I'm saying, hands-on on the business, but I don't have to be as on as I was when I first started right now, because I got a couple of people up in the play right now that can sit there and do that. So right now I'm at a good space right now because I'm fully focused on the music.
And the right people are in the position so that you can focus on which I think you guys, if you highlighted something in a book, if you're an artist watching this, you should highlight that. Finding people that are smarter than you and getting them to work for you, or putting certain people, being able to understand point guard. You got a point guard right here. Putting them in the right position so you all can make the play as a team together. You need to highlight that chapter.
I feel like, just like you feel, though, it's definitely hard. You can't do both. Even when I was doing both, I'd be like, okay, boom, I'm doing all this business, right? On top of this, now I got to, boom, and then I got to be all the way focusing on the music. When I'm all the way focused on the music, I can't worry about the business. It's hard. It's hard. It's very, very hard to get lost in the music and create. I like to call it get lost, because I be wanting to become the beat and just like fully immerse myself in whatever I'm doing. When you have that going on and you have, you know, a bunch of all these other things, and boom, it definitely will be harder for an artist to sit there and give their best.
When you say you like to submerge yourself and become the beat, right, to create the best music possible, what's your writing process like? Do you ever come up with like punchlines or ideas and just throw them in the phone? Or do you really just sit there and let the beat take you to that place and write in the moment? I'm curious on how you write.
I majority write in the moment.
Okay.
Like you see me.
Yep.
I'm recording in your studio.
Yep.
I'm here. If I'm not on the road, I'm here with you guys. You know what I'm saying? And Blitz, I go in there and it's like, I'll send them beats, right? Okay, I want to work on this, but I'm all about that moment, that instinct, writing on the spot, and going and giving it out right then and there. It's easier for me. It's instincts. You know what I'm saying? Usually the first thing you do is probably the right thing to do. That's what I've learned as far as myself. So I don't like writing at home and then coming in and doing it, because when I wrote it at home, I want to say it right then and there. It's coming out the best right then and there. The energy, everything's going to be the best. And that's just for me. Some people takes them. Like, I can sit there and read off of my phone, and you can't tell that I'm reading off of my phone. You don't know that I just wrote it 5 minutes ago and I'm in the booth. You know what I'm saying? But I've also been doing it for years and years and years. You know what I'm saying?
You got your black belt.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely.
I was going to ask,
degrees.
When you were young starting out, were you writing like that? Did you guys ever have like mess around and like freestyle a little bit?
Definitely.
Stuff
so
like
I mean,
that?
when we was young, but that's a whole nother thing. Freestyling is freestyling. When you're writing and creating a project, it's a total different thing.
I feel like freestyling can derail the writing process sometimes. It's because it's a different state of mind.
When I moved to St. Louis, I was writing.
Yes.
I'm in there. I'm just writing in the studio and going right up in the booth. So I wasn't freestyling for real. Every day I'm in here, I'm writing a record. I'm writing a song. I'm trying, hooks and boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So, do we still freestyle here and there? Yeah. But I'm write way more than I freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, it's interesting. I always wondered how people's writing process, like sometimes I'll be rolling around and like if I come up with good double or triple entendres, which is like having these multiple meanings in the joint, I'll just write them down like, yo, that's a good idea,
That's
and,
dope,
and then
though.
try to bring it in to the
To
track
somewhere else,
later, you
right.
know. But I never just sit down and just start writing without a beat. Like, it's like, yo, I'm writing to the beat. And I remember when I first started rapping, not writing to beats. You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna write. I'm like, bro, this sounds like a poetry slam. Like, you gotta feel the beat and be, like you said, become one with it. That's
You know
like,
what I will do?
what up?
Like, I have my voice recorder, right?
Ah,
So I'll do like mumble joints. I'll hear something.
oh, I see, and get the melody.
You know what I'm saying?
Get like a melody down.
Like a dude, like, so I'll hear the beat and it's a mumble.
This is real mumble rap.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all different joints. So, you know, the melody,
Yeah.
new beat. So I'm just up there, when I first hear it, I'll put this on sometimes. And then I'll do the first thing that comes to me, right?
Yeah.
I'll go back and revisit that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times when I'm up there mumbling,
Yeah.
those are really words.
Yeah.
Syllables.
Yeah. You
That
just have
ended
to
up-
figure out the word that
Right.
fits.
You know what I'm saying? This at the end of this A or E, or you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
ending, I'm not saying nothing, but it sounds like I'm, you know what I'm saying? You could put pieces together
Yeah.
and just do shit like that. So I definitely do a little, I'll play some beats and I'll sit there and just boo whatever the first thing that comes to me.
Yeah.
I'll go to the next joint and then I'll come back and revisit it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Listen to it. Okay, boom, that's it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I really go off of feel and instinct.
Well, and that's what I enjoy about your music, because it's eclectic and like you have a lot of melodies, different rhythms, different cadences. My style can be very linear, so I'm trying to start working around that and become a little more like make my sound a little more big, and seeing even that, like, that's interesting because you know, when you just get that first initial vibe, especially when you hear a beat you like.
Yes.
Because there's nothing like when you hear the beat and you just, and you just do something right off the rip.
It's usually
Sometimes
it.
you can't go back and get it either.
can't. You forget
You're
it.
like, oh my God,
That was
what,
it,
bro.
And I did it so much where I do something. I've done it before. When I do something on a beat, go away from it, didn't record nothing down. Then I'm back and I'm like, damn, what did I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always keep my voiceover in. I got, if you look at this, like for last couple albums, you know what I'm saying? It's just
oh
like,
yeah, damn. You got a gang of voice memos.
yeah, voice memos.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You were telling me, we'll ride off after this.
Okay.
You were telling me this one story and I thought it was interesting. Now,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Don't sell your soul.
Yeah, yeah. And
And what I mean by that, oh, my bad.
no,
ahead.
go. I want to hear it.
Yeah. You want to set them up? So what I was saying was, like, so in this industry, since I've been here, I've been approached to do some things for reality TV shows that I'm against morally.
Yeah.
Morally, I'm against it, right? No matter how much money that you're going to give me, morally, I'm against it.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't feel right, I won't do it. And I think that that's the meaning of selling your soul. So I had an opportunity to be on, I ain't gonna say no names or what it is, but I've had the opportunity to be on a reality show.
Yep.
A very popular one.
Yep.
And there was a script and it was fake. It was not me. And I got daughters, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They
nah,
wanted to typecast you
Yeah.
as a certain thing
you're gonna be this.
that goes against your whole, like, you're literally trying to raise daughters and it's going to make you look, basically, let's just keep it real, ratchet.
Yeah.
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 And
And sloppy.
and so this is what I wanted to talk about. I think it's crazy, right? Because people talk about selling your soul, right? And standing on your principles, which you did in this situation. And obviously we're not naming names.
Wow.
What trips me out about that, right, is we're going through this era where people want to talk about, let's say, racial endeavors, right? And so if we're keeping it real, we talk about what hurts our culture. But then it's like you have these corporations typecasting these type of scenarios,
Yeah.
right? When have we seen a reality show that's like very positive within, and that goes for other cultures too. You got Kim K out there and them wild. Like, it's like, when do we have something positive role models for kids? Like, oh yeah, I just signed this $1 billion deal because of that. Like, it's interesting to me.
And when I look at it, the reason why who's gonna watch that?
Yeah. Well,
Or are you gonna see more people watching these two drunk people arguing and fighting over this and this and this, and you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. It's scripted.
yeah.
They feed you alcohol, they feed you information, then they put y'all in a room together.
Yeah.
She said this, he said this, and next thing you know, y'all in the room together. The camera's on, and y'all got some liquid courage.
Yeah. Now,
That's good TV.
yeah,
for them.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
I can't get in that circus though. That's not an arena I want to play in.
as I watch things unfold on YouTube, I've started to realize there is value in intellectual content and more, positive stuff. But like you're saying, the marketing of it and how they put it together does need to be strategic, because it's so easy just to lean into your lower self and be watching just shenanigans, because it just instantly catches your attention.
It is. They have the big budgets, marketing budgets behind that. So you'll see a trailer of the next episode. And what was going on? They yelling, cussing, fighting, and boom, 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 boom. Damn, what happened?
Yeah.
We want to see exactly what happened, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's tuned in the next week,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it sucks, but you know what I'm saying? It's the world that we living in. And just stay true to yourself, true to your morals, And it's easy. Some people say it's easier said than done. To me, it's very, very easy because my legacy means something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who I stand as a person means something.
Yeah.
Beyond me.
Yeah.
Even when I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And money comes and goes, right?
Yep.
So just because somebody's offering you a bag, you may even need the bag.
Mm-hmm.
But after you take that bag and you sit there, go through that joint, and then next thing you know, it comes out, you'd probably, you know what I'm saying? How many people regret? Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of these reality stars, too, they're not doing so hot, and it's hard to get over once people look at you in a certain light.
It's over.
Some people get out on top, but it is very interesting.
And, you got the trolling and people doing whatever they got to do to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Right? They say that all press is good press. Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't
know
either.
What I'm saying? All press is not good press. Just because they know your name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What they know you for.
Yep. This is facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, and I want to control that myself. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting there doing this and this music thing is what it is, let the music be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not have a scripted, fake, something I'm totally against.
Yeah.
To get me a name for them to start listening to my music.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm cool on that.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, you guys. Well, we just did over an hour sitting down with the man, the myth, the legend, Stevie Stone. I'm sure we'll, if you guys plug some comments, have other questions, we'll get them back over here. I want to see if I can do a mental highlighter real quick from beginning to end. From the beginning of this conversation, it's instincts, right? His instinct was music is my thing. That was one of the things, and he went with that, and he's become one of the biggest artists of our time, and ran with dope independent artists. The other thing I think I gathered from here is having the right people around you is very important, and also as you grow, try to pick up leadership qualities, and to be a leader, you need to be able to see and put people in their position properly so the whole team can win. Learn before you earn. Sometimes that check is not worth the learning experience. So, for example, I heard an analogy where this dude was offered, let's say, $60K for a year to work with this company that had all these mentors and big business people. And he's like, well, I want, let's say, $65K. And so he went to the smaller company, but then he was the sole person, so he couldn't learn from everyone. He had to run everything. Now, him being at this other company making less, only $5K less, he could have learned a lot more. So that was something that stood out to me. Learn before you earn, because sometimes not the information is what has the value.
Right.
It's not the cash, because even if you get the cash and you don't know what to do with it, you
might as well just burn it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Like that. And you know what? As well as I know, you can spend money way quicker than
you make it.
You feel me?
A lot of times.
So That's key.
Yep. And then to wrap it up with the bow, I think the biggest one was stand on your principles and your morals. You know, it does get easy to go ahead and, I'm just going to do it this time, man. You know what I mean? Oh, snap. You know what I mean? And I think those principles will keep you where you need to be, whether it's in entrepreneurship, if you're in the streets, if you're in the music business. If you stand on your morals and you have honor, you're just going to make it further.
Yeah. Point blank period.
Yep.
And respect it.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, in the long run, our name is everything. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And our character is everything. You know what I'm saying? How you present yourself and how you handle yourself and coordinate and get along with others and stuff like that too. So it's like, be solid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Facts.
And actions speak louder than words. And no money can make you be solid. A person can have the most money in the world and in the most loose, flimsiest, you know what I'm saying, situation. So, yeah.
Well, there you guys have it. If you enjoyed this interview and conversation, make sure you hit the like button, comment, share, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Trying to hit 100,000 subs before the end of the year. And, man, this was a good conversation. So I hope you guys enjoy this. On that note, we out of here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.